Nate here, living my expat lifestyle, and today I'm here with Dumaguete's most infamous YouTube power couple, Kevin and Jennalyn. Kevin and Jennalyn, thanks for joining me today.
Glad to be with you, Nate. Thank you for having us.
Thank
So,
you.
Kevin, you've been here in the Philippines for how long?
Right at 1.5 years,
1.5
December of
years.
2021.
Beginning of 2021, right when all the craziness in the world was starting to die off.
No, the end of 2021.
End of 2021. All right, excellent. And Jennalyn, how long have you been in the Philippines?
It's been a long time. It's been like 17 years.
17 years.
Yes, 17
All right.
years.
Well, you only being 17 years old, no, I'm joking.
No.
So Kevin, tell us, my viewers here at Expat Lifestyle, a little bit about yourself.
Grew up in New Orleans, lived in Houston this century. Was a salesman in the oil field. Great job, great company and everything, but boss eventually sold the company. COVID hit, got divorced amicably. Everything went fine, and sold my house, bought an RV, traveled around the U.S. for a year, and then came over here.
Excellent. And Miss Jennalyn, can you tell us, my viewers, a little something about yourself?
I'm funny and I think I'm goofy sometimes. That's it.
And I would say that really presents itself on your channel. What is your channel name?
Filipina Life with Jennalyn.
Excellent. We'll go ahead and put a link in the description below. And Mr. Kevin, you have a channel as well?
Too much time on my hands, 65. You have to put the 65, otherwise you'll get a whole bunch of Sticks videos from the 80s.
And we'll make sure to put a link in the bottom in the description for his channel as well. So you two are a couple. How long have you two been together?
You know, since we've been here, how long have we been talking?
Well, well, let's start off with how did you two meet?
You want to tell them?
No, tell them.
I won her in a poker game.
I thought you were gonna tell it serious.
Actually, I went online about a year before I came over. Talked to a whole bunch of girls, which I don't recommend y'all doing, guys. I'd say over 95% of them within the first 5 conversations are going to ask you for money for something. Just wait till you get here. Wait till you find your city, and either look for a girl there or get online there. But I talked to a lot of girls, and in the middle of the year, it was about May or June, she reached out to me. You know, she saw my profile and came after me, and I actually said, no, you're too young. So, but she was very persistent.
Okay, and what dating site was this?
Filipina Cupid.
Filipina Cupid. Okay, I have a little experience with that myself. Miss Jennalyn, what inspired you to start using Filipina Cupid?
It's not because of me. It's because of my friends. They are saying that you've been single this whole time. You need to have a boyfriend now, so you're gonna be happy like that. Who's gonna comfort you? Especially soon, we're gonna be in a different hospital. That's what they are saying. No one will help you there. No one will comfort you. No one will support you. It's like they are saying things that we're gonna be far away to each other. So they are saying that you need to go to the dating site, and one of my friend wants me to join it because he wants to find out how many foreigner will treat me good, like not a weirdo foreigners like that. It's just a prank that time. It's just a play. I don't take it seriously that time. So I've been there for 3 days or 4 days maybe. I'm not long there. I did not stay long there.
Yeah,
So.
before you contacted Kevin, you'd only used it 2 or 3 days?
Yeah.
And you mentioned that you would be going to different hospitals. I hope you're not talking about mental hospitals. What kind of hospital? Why would you separate hospitals from your friend?
Because we are doing duty that time, and I was a midwifery student, so I have to they put us in the different fields like that. We don't see each other often like that. So we do it online because of COVID. Before we need to we don't go to the classes.
You had been using it for about 3 days prior and with a specific mindset to find foreigners. Foreign men?
No.
No? Are there a lot of Filipino men on Filipina Cupid?
I think I met one, and I think there's two more interested on me that time, and I did not like them back.
How long had you been using Filipina Cupid prior to you meeting Jennalyn?
About 3 months. I started in February, and actually I was wrong with my dates. I got here December of 2022, and I got on Filipina Cupid in February of 2022, and then she and I started talking in May or June. So it's been right
May.
about 2 years
May.
right now.
I've used that site, and one of the things that always made me feel like I wasn't very good at it was the opening lines. How to open a message when you're talking to a woman. But you said she contacted you. What were can you remember any of your first messages? Did you try to introduce your humor beginning? Like how did the beginning of these conversations go?
I mean, my profile had a lot to do with it. That's why she messaged me. You know, we're both Scorpios in Western horoscope sign, but we're also snakes in the Chinese horoscope sign. And for those of y'all who don't know, that doesn't go by month, that goes by year. So that only happens every 12 years. So those of y'all who are good with math, y'all can figure out our age difference if you do that. But you know, that was just an odd thing. She did that, and you know, I did have humor. I did stand-up comedy for 5 years, from 1997 to 2002 in New Orleans. So, you know, I had humor in my profile, and, you know, she reached out. Most of the things that she reached out were, well, I don't have this, you know, you're looking for this, I don't have that. It's like, well, you're also kind of young, you know, so this and that, but okay. But then she came back, and she was just very persistent, and then I guess we got on WhatsApp, which that's a great way to contact girls. If you do this, get on there. All y'all should download WhatsApp. It's free. You can call a Filipino. They can call you. It's free for them. So that's a good deal. And you know, you can find out right away to make sure you're talking to a real person. And I'm sure there's other ways, but that's how we did it. You know, that you're talking to the person you think you're talking to.
Okay, and Jennalyn, so you contact him. What about his profile made you think that this was a guy you wanted to initiate contact with and keep it going?
I did not contact him because I want to date him. I just saw his thing, like the caption. I'm just interested at the caption. I don't look at the picture sometimes, and then I'm interested of the caption, and then I look at it. It's like, oh, this guy is like this, like this. Some guys, some foreigners, they don't put that thing, and me, I will read it first before I message you. It's like that. Then there's a lot of crazy guy wants me, and I don't want that. I want something that I will talk to you first before, like, I'm the one's gonna talk to you, and you don't know anything about me. It's like that. So I talked to him because of why he have the same month, same week.
Our birthdays are 4 days apart.
Yeah, and then it's sometimes they don't have like that, and I thought I will not find something like that. I thought he's just saying that. I thought he's just lying that this is his birthday and like that. And I look into the girl that he wants, and then he said to me, I think he said to me, it's like he talked to me like he wants a girl like
Guy, wait,
a
what?
girl heights with 5'5" something.
5'6" or taller. I'm
Yeah.
6'2".
Yeah,
For those
5'6",
of
so taller. And then I said, he asked me things. I'm not interested at first. It's like he asked me things. He's the one asked me things, but I'm the one first message.
Okay, so you initiated contact, but he kept the conversation rolling.
Yeah.
Now, so we can crush any of the commenters who are going to say it. How old were you when you guys first started talking?
20?
Yeah, probably.
20.
Okay, so we'll just get that right out of the way for all the trolls in the chat. She was 20 years old, so you were saying that was too young for you.
She'll be 23 in November.
20.
So she is an adult.
Excellent. So now it's my understanding you both live in Dumaguete now.
Bakong.
Bakong, so right outside Dumaguete, not too far out, and you live together. But as far as I understood, is Jennalyn, you're not from Bakong or Dumaguete.
Yeah.
How did you make the decision, Kevin, that when you met her, you would want to go to somewhere that's not her home?
Like a lot of vloggers, you know, the reason I'm here, you know, during COVID, I stumbled across Paul, the old dog. You know, Paul in the Philippines, old dogs with new tricks. He's in the Dumaguete area. I learned it, you know, watched all his videos, learned a bit about the town, wanted to meet him and everything. You know, the way he said it, you know, it's small enough, easy enough to get around, plenty of foreigners. And because of as many foreigners as there are, there's more Western amenities. So I just said, nah, that's where I'm going. You want to come? So.
And how did that go for you? What did you think when he said
At first, I
that?
don't like it. I really don't like it. I said, oh, I have to go to the school. I have to go this. I have to finish this. I'm almost graduate, so don't disturb me. We can talk while you're there. He doesn't want that. While you're there, we can be long distance until February. That's what I said. February or something. That a summertime, but 1 week only. That's what I said. So he said, no, I want something like, I want you to come with me. It's like that. What if I will have a business and something? Because he's like talking about business at that time, and he said, I want you to help me like this. How much will you earn in the midwifery thing? It's like he's judging me. What money will I get soon? It's like,
well, but if we would have opened the company, you would have made
more than that.
a whole lot more.
Yeah, but the thing is, all I want is to graduate at that time.
So it sounds like these messages moved pretty quickly.
Oh no,
No,
you know, I mean,
it's been a long time.
like I
before
said,
we talk.
May, and then I didn't get here until December. That was 6 months. So I mean, that's 6 months. The whole thing about moving to Dumaguete, you know, like she said, she's like, okay, well, we can go there for a week, and I just didn't tell her. I bought one-way tickets, so she was going to be there more than a week, whether she wanted to or not. Fortunately, it worked out. So.
No, the thing she said, when I was about to go, it's like 3 days later. It's like that. We've been looking around the Dumaguete already, and then it's like, no, you don't have to go. You have to stay here. I will be alone. What if something will happen to me? It's like that.
So let's say you got there, you kind of realized that once she spent 1 week with you, she would want more than 1 week, obviously.
Obviously.
No.
And when you started settling into Dumaguete, I know when I first left my home, I had a lot of homesickness. It was very difficult for me.
Yeah.
Did you experience anything like that when you had
Yeah,
left?
I was experiencing like that. I was so sad the whole time, and I cannot focus on what will I do like that. I really miss my hometown. Until now, I still miss that part of me. It's like I want to be there until I die or something like that. So.
And another thing you have to consider is she doesn't speak Visayan.
Yeah.
That's the dialogue on our island, same as this island. You know, well, over here they actually speak Tagalog, but a lot of the people over there don't. Especially like if there's a big group. If we go to a party, it's just like a 7th grade middle school dance. All the boys are over here, all the girls are over here, and all the girls are talking. Well, all the girls are talking Visayan. So she can't understand them.
Yeah, it's really hard for me that time that I will go to some friends and you have to be there with them. It's like they are talking Bisaya and you don't understand it. It's like, what if they are talking to what
talking
if
about her
about me and I don't know it? It's like, it's weird. It's really weird.
Well, I can relate going to foreign countries and them not speaking English at all. what steps or things have you done to help mitigate or help you not be so homesick?
I think just being with Kevin
Well,
is
you talk to mom
yeah,
constantly.
and I talk to mom constantly, and
And we
but
brought mom
yeah,
in.
yeah, we brought mom in. That's the thing that make me doesn't miss Ilocos much.
Okay, so now when you say talk to her, are you doing video
Yeah,
chats?
video chat.
Okay, so you video chat with mom. Kevin's made sure she can fly out and
Yeah,
visit with you
yeah,
regularly. Okay, so there's steps you take to mitigate that.
yeah.
Have you made any like female friends that speak Tagalog?
I made maybe uh 10 or
Oh yeah,
something.
she's got plenty of friends. It's
Yeah,
just the big gatherings, but they also speak English as
yeah,
well. So that's how most of them can communicate. If they don't speak Tagalog, they speak English. But like I said, if Mark throws a party in our compound, and there's 12 women there, well, they're all just going to speak Visayan. But when we go out to one of the functions that we throw or something, everyone there knows that she only speaks Ilocano and Tagalog. So they'll either speak English or that. But when we go to that particular party, they don't care about her to change the conversation.
yeah.
So she ends up with us, the boys. She's over there drinking, smoking.
No, it's but I we have some friends that knows how to speak Ilocano a little bit because they've been to Ilocos, and some friends that will teach me some Bisayan. They will speak Bisayan first, and then they will translate it until some of it I'm learning it, but I don't know how to say it correctly. Sometimes it's like, okay, I have to say it correctly before I say some things like that.
Okay. So you've managed to kind of mitigate those things with phone video calls with mom,
Yeah,
video calls with friends and
yeah,
family back at home,
yeah,
bringing mom out,
yeah,
and then making friends that you can speak with.
yeah.
So now Kevin, whether you know it or not, has probably experienced something very similar. Not necessarily homesickness, but what we call cultural fatigue. Now, Kevin, the Philippines is very, very different than America. What kind of steps, or well, first I should ask you, have you experienced cultural fatigue?
um, not really. I adapt pretty well normally. Um, you know, there are things over here, of course, food. Guys, you'll see they serve burgers, they serve pizza, they serve lasagna, this and that. It doesn't taste like where you're from. Don't expect that. If you get it to taste half as good as where you're from, you'll be happy. Service, and Nate can attest to this. He actually thinks I'm jinxed or she's jinxed, one of us, but um, everything that happens to me, every food, I've had 2 meals in a row that have been correct. That's a record for me, 2 in a row. Before that, it was like 7 straight meals that were wrong. So, but I try and just go with the flow. Now, again, though, fortunately, where I live in the Dumaguete area, I have plenty of foreigner friends. So I've got American friends where we can hang out, we can talk about the same things. You know, I don't talk about politics anymore. I don't care about that, but sports or some other things like that. I've got that. So
So the way you've kind of mitigated it in the social situation is to have other American or European descent or American descent people to kind of hang out with.
sure.
Are there any other steps you've taken to mitigate your displeasure with the food and the service industry here?
Oh well, I mean, I have found we cook. We don't eat out like you do. I mean, we cook. So I've been pretty fortunate, here, and I'll probably do a video on this. I've got a guy up in Valencia who makes Jimmy Dean breakfast sausage, and I've given him a recipe for Italian sausage that we've finally figured it out. Enough smoked fennel and everything in there. I got a place where I can buy smoked chicken breast down in Dowan. Got a guy who makes the closest thing to honey baked ham over on Sikihor, delivers it to Dumaguete twice a month. So if you can get foods that you're used to, and she's learning to make meals. My mother's warming up and sending some recipes over for for things that I grew up with. The Indiana style of chili that we eat up there, and some chicken and dumplings, which she hadn't tried yet. But you know, if you can get the comfort things of your food and talk to some friends, you know, the time difference, it's hard to watch sports. You know, we're 12 hours ahead of the East Coast in the US and 13 hours ahead of Central where I grew up. So, you know, you're waking up at 5 a.m. to watch the Super Bowl, or you're staying up until 1 in the morning to catch a New Orleans Saints game. You know, that was my team. So, but you know, good friends and food. That's the biggest things. And then I travel. I stay busy. As you can see, I'm 2 islands away from where I live.
Yeah, currently we are on the Surigao Island, just off the coast of Mindanao. Beautiful little touristy island. So you've managed to do those things to kind of adapt to cultural fatigue, and you've done what you've needed to do to deal with your homesickness. What is the big differences from the previous women you've dated? I understand you've dated foreign women prior, but what are some things that you've dealt with dating Jennalyn that surprised you, or you had to adapt and overcome, or that you find extremely pleasant?
Well, yeah, and I'll tell you guys now, any of y'all who are old enough to remember the original Hawaii Five-0 TV show, in the opening credits of the song, they had this Polynesian girl walking on the beach. I was like 7, and I'm like, that's it. That's what I want. And so I was in denial most of my life. You know, mostly white American girls, till I got into comedy. Then I got into comedy, and the crazy thing was, normally after every gig, a girl picked me up. And pretty good looking girls, too. I got to admit, guys, I know I'm a solid 5.5, 6. I'm not fooling anybody, but I got some pretty girls in my life. But by the time I finally got married, I didn't get married until I was 45. And my first wife was Chinese, made in China Chinese. I actually brought her over. So, and that didn't last because she wanted kids. And at 45, I wasn't interested in starting kids. Then my second wife was Vietnamese, but I actually met her in Houston. In Houston, we have a large Chinatown. Probably more Vietnamese than Chinese, but it's called Chinatown. So, you know, I've always had this thing for Asian women. And I know she doesn't really fit that profile, but, you know, Filipina. Coming over here and meeting her, you know, because of the age differences, there's a lot of different things here. Now, I mean, she is the prototypical Filipina. I mean, she really wants to take care of me. I mean, she wants the best for me. She'll do everything she can to make me happy and you know, cook me what I want, not do whatever I want. Let me rephrase that. But, you know, she takes really good care of me. I'll put it that way. But also being young, I've never had kids. I have never had kids, and I'm fixed, so I can't have them now. Fortunately, she doesn't want any. I don't know if you're going to ask her that. Sorry to get one of those questions out of the way, but so she doesn't want any. And one of the things I told her, I'll travel as much as I can. I'll show her the world. I was telling her I'd show her the world until I found out the Philippine passport ranks at like 153, just behind Somalia. And you can't go anywhere. And then even if you could, you're still reliant on the Philippine government letting them out. That's something you can talk to your guys about. You have to go through an interview clearance just to get your Filipina out of the country, even though she's coming back. But you know, being as young as she is, and I've never had kids, it's neat because I'm showing her things that she's never seen. And probably never would have without me, of course. So, you know, it's been fun doing that. You know, just showing her all these things and seeing the joy in her eyes. You know, look at the video well, if you watch her channel, she just posted a video today. She shot a bow and arrows for her first time. Actually hit 4 bullseyes, more than me and Nate when we shot. So, but, you know, she's getting to try all these things. You know, tomorrow, well, we're not going to do zip lines, but you know, we're going to show her. We got like a little wakeboarding surfing thing we're doing tomorrow. That's a lot of fun being with her, shortcomings. She does speak English, but
We
she's-
misunderstood each other.
she speaks the same level English.
Yeah.
She hasn't adapted. So
So sometimes there's communication issues.
Yes.
but I mean, you've heard I correct her, but I correct her nicely most of the time.
Has the communication issues ever caused like fights or maybe discontent with each other or some kind of miscommunication that led to struggle in the relationship?
He's talking to you.
Me?
Either one.
You.
No, I mean there of course there have been times where she thought I said this or whatever. One thing y'all got to realize, guys, when you're dealing with a Filipino, you have to say exactly what you mean.
Yeah.
Don't make it abroad. You know, don't just say, oh, I can't even think about it. But the other day, you know, can I give the example? Would you mind? We'll talk about where we got a room the other night.
Yeah. But
We,
the thing is the girl. We
Well,
out of
now
communication.
it's my turn. Hold on. You have your chance for rebuttal. Well, the three of us were in Surigao City. That's where we ended up catching the ferry to come over here. And Nate found a resort up in the mountains. And after he was convinced that gorillas weren't going to kill us up there, Nate reads a lot, we decided to go up there and check out the resort. So one of the things you always want to do is send your Filipina in, and they talk in their little language, and hopefully, you know, you don't get the skin tax. You know, they don't triple the rates on you. That's why you send them in. But so we send Jennalyn in. We had to coach her up because she wasn't quite sure what to say. But we told her, go in and ask for the price. If they have 2 rooms, and what is the price? 2 rooms for tonight, and what's the price? So she left, and I bet Nate, I bet him she's going to come back. No rooms, you know. And sure enough, she did. She left, went back, came back, no rooms. Said, I find that hard to believe. So I got out, went in, asked the young lady, do you have 2 rooms for tonight? And if you do, how much are they? Yes, sir, we have 2 rooms. They're 1,300 pesos each. I'll take them. I come back.
Yeah, but the thing is, she said that there is someone in there in the other room that she believed that they will stay.
Well, let me ask a question, because Kevin had mentioned that one of the things that he really enjoys about you is that he gets to like allow you to experience a lot of things for the very first time.
Yeah.
How many times have you personally rented a hotel room?
2 times.
Before me.
2 times or 3 times.
So 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
Before you met Kevin.
Yes.
And that's all your experience in renting rooms.
Yes.
But
So-
did you do it, or did your mom set it
I
up?
do it
Okay.
alone because
Okay.
I want to travel in Ilocos Norte, Pagudpud, and then I travel on Cagayan because I really want to see it, what's in it. I'm curious. Then that's it.
Well, I could say from my personal experience that the first times I ordered hotel rooms, I didn't know what I was doing. And so there were little mistakes and hiccups along the way. So I think one of the things that he says he loves about you and really enjoys about dating you from your perspective is exactly the kind of thing that would lead into the events we had the other day at the hotel.
Yeah.
Now, Jennalyn, have you dated or have you been on dates with many foreigners before you met Kevin?
I date 2
2.
foreigners. Yes.
What are we talking? 1 date? Are we talking about dating for months?
For years.
For years?
Have you
Yeah.
ever met them in person, is what he's asking.
One foreigner for first time.
Where you met them in person?
Yes.
All right. Where was he from?
Canadian guy. A
All
Canadian.
right, Canadian guy. So obviously very different from an American.
Yes.
So what could you say, now did you ever date a Filipino man?
Yes, of course.
What would you say is like the best difference for you with dating somebody from Kevin's culture as opposed to dating a Filipino man from your own culture? What's the best difference?
The best difference? Like, which one is better?
Well, not just which one's better, but like, what is a
Like, you don't have to bend down to kiss me like you have to bend down to kiss a Filipino guy.
No, I don't have
You
to
can
bend
actually.
down. I don't have to bend down because I always choose the tall one.
Oh,
So, um, the Filipino guy is sweeter than a foreigner guy.
no,
To be
that's
honest,
it's sweeter than me.
yes.
Don't
No,
don't lump me into all.
no versus Canadian and
Oh, okay. So the
and
Canadian is a jerk too.
no, yeah, maybe it's sweeter, but the thing is, it's like you're in the jail. Like you cannot,
Wait,
you
what?
you cannot wear this. They have a lot of rules for me, so I don't like that.
Oh, they're more conservative.
Yeah, they are more conservative. They don't want you to. Somebody will look at you. They don't want that.
Okay, so one of the things that you really appreciate about Kevin is that he's not controlling.
Yeah,
he just
it's not.
is a lot more hands off, but yet he still takes care of you to make sure you're not doing things that are dumb.
Yes.
Right? Okay, so what is the hardest part about dating an American compared to dating a Filipino?
Uh, do I have to say this?
Well, think long before.
Wait, let me think.
You want to whisper your answer in my ear before you do this. So.
So the hardest part is like communication sometimes, and the thing is, Filipino people, I think I will go back to, they are sweet. They will do things to make you happy and
they're
like
patient
that.
too.
They are patient too.
Much more patient.
Yeah, very patient, that they will do everything for you. Not all Filipino, and foreigners like just do what you want. That's it. And I don't like that sometimes. It's kind of, I want something like, honey. It's like that. It's like a sweet like that, which is.
But she also hasn't made a decision on her own since we've been together. You saw that the other day. You know, I mean, that's how Filipinas are. Like I said, guys, they're going to treat you great and everything. And it's just like if you ever saw Coming to America and Eddie Murphy gets introduced to the bride that he's, that they fixed up for him. And, he's like, well, what's your favorite food? Whatever yours is, or whatever you like. That's how she is. What do you want to do? Whatever you want. What do you want this? If you want, which it can get frustrating, of course. It's fun for a little while, but of course you want her to make decisions. So.
Okay, so basically what you're saying is it's the fierce American independence, the spirit of independent thinking, the spirit of being independent is it's like a dual-edged sword, to where it's a positive because he's not controlling, he doesn't obsess about what you're going to wear or who you're looking at or who's looking at you.
Yeah.
But on the same note, you want him to make all the decisions and he wants you to be a little more independent with your own thinking. Am I getting that correctly?
No, it's for me, it's like I will do everything for you. It's like that. It's like what makes you happy, because I want my man to like be happy that he's with me like that. I will do everything like he said. So that's the thing I always ask. I don't want to make a bad decision that he doesn't like it. So I just respect him.
Good answer. So we went over the kind of the differences in between dating foreigners and Filipinas and all that. If you had to give, Kevin, my audience, the best piece of advice regarding a relationship here in the Philippines, what would you want them to hear?
You got to realize most of the Filipinos, they're going to want to get married right away. I mean, they're not in it just to have fun.
Mm-hmm.
You might be coming out of a relationship in the U.S. and you want to run the streets or whatever. If you want to do that, go to Angeles City, go to BGC in Manila, Makati, go in those areas. Don't come to the smaller places because they're not going to like that. They're not interested in that. And all it takes is for you to burn one or two of them and word gets around. I mean, the number one Olympic sport in the Philippines is karaoke. Number two is gossip. I mean, that stuff spreads and word will get out on you and you're going to just have to move to another town. Just try and pick one that speaks enough English for you to communicate. You know, she does speak English very well. She probably speaks at about a 75% proficiency. You know, that makes a big difference. Be patient. Got to be patient. Like I said, be specific when you say things. You know, and that's the main thing. As far as the relationship part of it and everything, you know, like I said, they do everything they can to make you happy. They do. I mean, with me, like she says, Filipinos are more loving and everything. You know, if she could, she would be sitting in my lap 24 hours a day. She would. Even when we're sleeping, even when I'm in the bathroom, she'd probably sit right there. So, you know, I mean, that's just how they are. They're loving and want to do all that, where, you know, every now and then, okay, you know, give me 5 minutes. So
That fierce independence starts bringing itself into the picture again.
well, you saw today, you and I disappeared for how long? 5 minutes.
Maybe 5
5 minutes, sure enough. Where are you?
Because you did not tell that you're going somewhere.
Didn't think you were going to check on me in 5 minutes either. Nate and I were sitting on the front porch doing
No,
something about
because
hotel rooms.
because
So.
I saw that my video is up already and
Oh,
it's
that's
not
good.
monetized yet. It's like, where's
Oh.
Kevin? I've been looking here. If you monetize it, that's why I did not.
And I'm sure under no other circumstance would you go hunting him down, right?
But
I will see
I will
on
tell you also, when you come over, guys, you don't marry them right away or something like that. I will tell you now, Filipinos work. It's not like a U.S. work week or other countries. They work 6 days a week, and they work 8 to 12 hours a day. So that means they're going to be working Saturdays, and I mean as much as 12 hours a day. So if you don't want them to work, if you want to see them, actually date them, you know, you might have to. Some people call it giving them an allowance or something like that. Be prepared for that, to give them some money, because one thing you got to realize, a lot of these girls are supporting their parents as well. A lot of their income goes towards their parents. They may not make a lot of money, 150, you know, 250, 400 US dollars in a month is good money for a Filipino. The average makes $4, between $4 and $10 a day. And that's working 10 to 12 hours a day. So one thing you want to do is make sure you're willing, if you want them to quit, then make sure you're willing to replace that income.
Yeah.
Now, what I've done, you know, I've taught her how to make money, you know, in the stock market. You know, by the end of next year, she'll be in the Philippines' top tax bracket. She will be. That's only $18,000 a year US, but believe it or not, that is the highest tax bracket in the Philippines. Once you hit $18,000 a year US, you have to pay 30%. Although she will only pay short-term capital gains taxes.
So I think that's great pieces of advice for the guys coming from an American that's dating a Filipina. Now, a majority of my audience is Western men, American men, Canadian men, Australian men. Jennalyn, if you had a piece of advice that you would want to give a foreign man when it comes to dating a Filipina, you got lots of Filipina friends, you got lots of Filipina family, what piece of advice would you want them to hear?
Don't date. Don't date like. Don't date if you're not committed to someone. Because if you want a province girl, that's what if you want a province girl, mostly they want a province girl. So some province girl, they have the culture that they will marry. Their parents gonna want them to get married immediately if they've been together, like they've been living together. So
In the province, you're pretty much marrying a family, aren't you? Not just the girl. You're inheriting a family.
Yeah, you're marrying a family. You have to make them happy like that.
Because they're going to quit working once she marries you. You also have to realize that.
So essentially, if you're not looking for commitment, don't go for the province girl.
Yeah.
But if you are looking for commitment, be prepared to be committed.
Yes.
Excellent. I think that's very good advice. Mm-hmm. All right, it's getting ready to rain out here, guys, so I figure we'll go ahead and call it, close the interview. Thank you so much.
It's a lot of fun.
For joining me for this interview. Once again, Kevin, can you say your channel name?
Too much time on my hands, 65.
And I'll put that in the link below. And Jennalyn, what's the name of your channel?
Filipina Life with Jennalyn.
And I'll put that in the link below. Check their channel out. Good information. Lots of different styles.
And she's in all of my videos.
And I'll see you guys later down the path.